So you have made a project that has won the Academy Award as the best feature. It made a lot of money. It was a worldwide success. Maybe more important, you know, we always talk about this, you know, the old animator saying your scenes are there forever. You've made a project that people love and they're going to love for many years to come and look at. So together as a team and with your colleagues, you've done this wonderful achievement. But the last thing I'd like to ask you tonight is, you know, for you personally, what will you take away from this experience that you thought was the most impactful and important thing? And let's start with Zach at that side.
That's a tough question because it really depends on what aspect of the production you look at, because, you know, these guys were on it much longer than I was, but I was on the film for 2 years, and thinking back to my first few days on the show, there's a different reward to that as there is to watching an audience watch these films. And so I think there's an artistic satisfaction that you get to have when you see someone cry or laugh, or, you know, hearing an audience laugh at something you animated is a particular joy. But for me, as a first-time head of animation, I think the thing that I take away from this experience is that maturation and that growth of being a leader and helping other people grow in order to help create something like this. I think that's one of the most important things that these guys gave me the opportunity to do on this film that will really change how I approach films going forward.
Kyle?
For me, one of the things that, you know, I'm very focused on the visuals, is it's really the power of collaboration. We talked about it quite a few times tonight. I think I always have a vision early on of what a film could look like, and this film was such a revelation for me, because I think with everybody's addition, all the way from the developers through every person that worked on every asset and then put them together into shots, this film came out looking far better than I ever thought it would. And that would not have been possible by an individual or even by a small team. It took the input of all these hundreds of people to make something that could have these incredibly intense visuals that, again, were so much better than I ever imagined they would be.
You know?
Yeah, for me, the collaboration is also huge for me. Kind of more from a just kind of emotional, energizing point, and everything I learned from it. I feel like I learn so much every day from everybody. And also, for me, like for a movie like this, it's just like, you know, how many movies do you get to work on where you get to do a flyover city? You get this emotional moment with you know, hero watching his brother on this video, and it makes you cry. And then you go to somewhere like the Wormhole. You know, there's just not, you know, I feel so lucky to have that kind of opportunity to do that kind of range of lighting, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, for me, I'll just say that this has been a great experience this night, being able to come here and see you guys again, because we're all off working on different movies now, and to watch these clips. We're now a few months removed from the release of the film, and so it's nice to see these clips again on this amazing screen and get the band back together one more time. The thing that strikes me as I was watching the presentation is I didn't understand all of it.
All right, let's do it again. Guys, can you come back up?
He still doesn't, actually.
He's my boss. there's a lot of it I didn't
So
get.
we've done our job. Yeah.
And so, but it just shines a light for me on the fact that on how reliant we are on each other and how deeply collaborative it is. There's really not one person that can explain the entire process of how to make an animated movie from beginning to end. That person doesn't exist. It's impossible. And really, it isn't a handful of people that makes these movies. It's hundreds of people. And the idea that hundreds of artists and managers will work for years on one piece of art is an incredible idea to me. And the fact that any of them turn out at all is a miracle. And so I'm really proud of the movie that we all made together. And this kind of environment, you keep hearing collaborative kind of environment, is one I want to work in for the rest of my career. And so yeah, that's what I take is just how much I enjoyed working with these guys, and I look forward to working with all of them again.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you know, everybody in the credits did something that saved the day at one point or another over the course of making this film. And their contributions were absolutely critical to how it turned out. And so, you know, on that level, I'm so proud of just the collected, you know, thing that we all did together. On a personal level, you know, it started with passion for Marvel and for Disney, and you know, I think when I look back on the film now and watch it, there are moments in this where that little kid in the Hulk jammies would go out of his mind watching this film. And so on a personal level, I feel like I achieved, you know, what I set out to do at the beginning, which is to somehow fulfill that passion that I had for these two things. So on a professional level and a personal level, I couldn't be more happy with how this turned out.
And for me, it was seeing Don in his Hulk jammies.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Now, you know, it's funny. I was very lucky to produce a film called Tangled 4 years ago. No, it was not an applause line. And I thought I had done my due. You know, I worked with this incredible team and kind of reinvented the fairy tale to a degree. And then you work with these bums, and they're great. They're great. And I learned to just keep telling stories.